Hi, welcome to Fontis Insider. My name is Kim Bassett. I am your host. Today we are in for a real big treat. It is an honor to have this guest with me, and we're going to introduce him right now. Today on Fontis Insider, we will be talking with Sukhdev Sethi. Originally from Thailand and growing up in India, he and his family now call Australia home. Starting out as an IT software developer, he is now a global award winner in high-ticket sales, the first to win this award across 5 continents. Sukhdev is a trainer, speaker, mentor, and author, and his ABC approach to always be connecting empowers business owners and entrepreneurs to improve sales through his proven processes. Sukhdev, welcome to Fontis Insider. Wow. Everyone, here is Sukhdev. I am such an honor to have you on here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes. So as everyone can see, this is a man of prestige. He is not only he's just a wonderful soul. So he come to us from Australia. I would love to have you kind of talk about your story a little bit.
Sure. So my name is Sukhdev. I actually reside in Australia now, and I immigrated here in 2006 with barely $3,000 in my pocket, and that also was a loan I had taken. No job, brand new country, and originally I'm from Thailand. I was born there, but I grew up in India. So I've got the accent I speak is Indian accent mixed with Thai, mixed with Australian. So my dad calls me an international son. I've been everywhere. So anyway, going back all the way to 2006 when I immigrated in Australia, I came in just finding a job and nothing else. All I had was a dream to really stand up for myself and retire my parents, when they grow old. They're getting old as well. So I lived that dream. I focused, I grew up in the ranks, and now it was time to create my own business. And I was like, what do I do? So I said the number one thing in business is actually being able to sign on clients. So I learned how to do sales and I focused. And for the next 2 years before quitting my job, I worked 90 hours a week every single day for the next 1.5 years. And I won the Global Champion Award in high ticket sales across 150 countries. So from zero sales to winning a World Champion Award. And I found that a lot of people out there are wanting to live their dreams as well and create their business online. So I went on this mission to empower coaches and consultants out there to really monetize their knowledge online. And that's my mission today, to help at least 1,000 coaches get at least 1,000 clients and impact at least 1 million people worldwide in a positive way. And that's my story in a nutshell.
Oh my goodness, Sukhdev. You and I have been talking for probably about 6 months now or so. And the reason I wanted you to be on here is because of your expertise in closing, in sales. A lot of times as business owners, we think, we know it all, or we've been through this course or that course. And I've watched you, make an impact worldwide. And it is, like I said, it is just an honor to have you on this show because of the value that you bring. And I've watched you. And that's what I wanted on Fontis Insider. We have all of these amazing entrepreneurs. We have business owners that watch here. And what are some things that they can take away today that could immediately impact their business?
Okay. So once again, thank you for having me. What I'll share is really the journey I went through in a bit more detail on what I did. The first thing what I did was really get the clarity on what I really wanted to do. So when I started my journey way back in 2006, yes, I had a dream, but along the way, sort of, I forgot about it. And I sort of just did my thing. And a few years passed by and I was like, wait, what's going on? And that's when I got made retrenched from my work. And I was like, oh, I don't have control on my life. And that's when I realized that, I need to be really clear, absolutely clear where I want to go. And that clarity, when I started seeking that clarity, I started understanding my direction. And here's the key, right? You will not get clarity from day one. So I kept doing a little action every day, and the clarity became, the whole vision, the direction became clear with time. So the first thing I would actually say is seek clarity, get that clarity where you want to be, and take little steps, and it will become clearer and clearer. So that's number one. Number two, what I did is when I found the clarity, the direction I was going, I just focused. I focused. I said, doesn't matter what, I will focus. And that's when I sort of went onto my sales journey in terms of really learning how to sell all together, just from start, right? From zero. I focused. I spoke to my wife as well. And I said, look, this is something really important for us. So I focused 90 hours per week for the next 1.5 years. And she was by my side. And when I focused, I didn't care about what others were saying, because it was me and my wife and my family that was really important to me. So I was very clear on my direction. I focused on where I wanted to go. And number three, what I really found is when you're learning something, if you share it with someone, it anchors. You find your own unique way. And that's what I would encourage you to do. Is number three is what you're focusing on, what you're learning, what you're trying to do. Share it with one more person or more people. And the more you share, the more clear you'll be, the faster you'll get there, and you'll also build your network as well. And that's what I did. So I started sharing a lot. I started sharing a lot what I was doing. I brought my wife on the journey. I brought my kids on the journey. I brought my friends on the journey. I helped a lot of people in the community. And that sort of made me unique in the community I was in. And that was one of the reasons I won the global award as well. So get clarity, stay focused, and share what you have to offer with someone. And that will
So,
actually take you to success.
oh my goodness. And I have to tell you personally, that is one of the things that I have also, I can confirm, finding that clarity, right? So much. I watched one of your YouTube. Everyone out there, first of all, he over delivers. There are so many YouTube videos out there. I started really doing my research on him. We met at a master class with Joel Bauer, and from day one, he stood out. And it's not just your presence, but it's your heart. And that is one of the most beautiful things that I have found in getting to know you and then really researching you and seeing the things that you have created and accomplished. The clarity that you bring in your videos is priceless. And you give and give and give. I had no idea. You have dozens of videos out there, and
Thank
you
you.
do it all for free. And but yet I know there's a huge amount of depth there in working with you one on one. You and I have had a session that I cannot get out of my head because of the clarity that you started to help me bring to what I want to bring to the world. And so I am a testimony of that and the direction that I am going. And I just want to thank you so much because people can really receive value from you. How did you get started with this global accomplishment?
So my journey was, I was in, like I said, I was in a job previously. I enjoyed the job. It's not that I didn't. I grew a lot, but there was this feeling I actually had that because I wanted to retire my parents. They're getting old as well. They've given me everything, and since I was a child, I grew up in India. So 4.5 years old, I was in boarding school. So pretty much it was in boarding school throughout. Right from
Wow.
kindergarten till year 12. So I've sort of missed being with family, and I want to give back because whatever I am today, my parents have done so much for me. So when I was in the job, I was like, time has come now to really sort of give back. But how do I do it? How do I do it? But I kept procrastinating. Like I said earlier, I wasn't clear. But when I found clarity, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I decided that the best way to be able to give back, and my kids are growing up, they're only 4 and 6. I want them to be with their grandparents as well. And the only way to do it is have your own business, so I can work from anywhere. So that's when I went on this journey to say, I'm going to create my own business. So I started investing in real estate, learning a little bit about, investing. I try to find what I really want to do. And then I found that a lot of people connected with the way I was sharing what I knew. And I was like, you know what? I want to be a mentor. I want to be a coach on how I've gone through this journey and help others. But what's that number one skill I need if I have a business? And sales sort of stick out. And I thought about sales. I'm like, yes, sales is actually so important because nothing happens in business until a sale is made. But the key definition of sale is like you and I, we're talking now. I'm sharing you my story. I'm selling you my story. That is sales. I'm talking to my wife. I'm like, where should we go dinner tonight? And we're negotiating. That is sales. So I use that concept of actually just connecting and talking with people to really apply that when I was learning like sales. And it sort of gave me a new way of connecting with people. And I was like, I'm going to do that. And when I started learning sales in the community, I started sharing. I was like, the more I share, the more I will learn and the more I will form a connection with you. So that allowed me to bond with the community so well. And my skills started growing as well because people were asking me questions left, right, and center. And I was like, I don't know how to answer this, but I'll find you the way. So I went on researching, started learning. And that's how I became better and better by just sharing. And I became known as the go-giver in the community. And I was given the opportunity to speak in front of 1,500 people in Canada. And
Wow.
I've never spoken to more than 100 people. Like in my job, yes, I manage people, but 1,500 people live on stage, I'd never done it. And I was like, how am I going to do this? So I took my wife along to Canada as well. She's a big supporter, big inspiration. And just having her by my side, it feels nice and warm. So we went to Canada together on the stage. I just shared everything I had. And there were 5 nominees on stage. And to be the winner, there's a live voting that happens in front of the audience, and
Mhm.
I won 46% of the votes. And that's how I sort of won the award by just winning the hearts of people. And that's when I realized that sales is communication, is connection. If you and your prospects we just connect, the sale will automatically happen. And that's how I came with the phrase ABC, always be connecting.
I love that, and that is one of the things that really stood out with me because my brother and my sister in this business, not my sister, my daughter, they say I'm the connector, and I'm always showing up for networking events anywhere I can. And for me, it's how can I serve? What can I do to help you? And that has probably been the thing that has come back as the most shocking thing from people. They're like, "Well, I'm in competition with you," and I said, no, you're not in I'm not in competition. I'm here to serve all people. And if they connect with me, then that's great. If they can connect with you, and that's why I bring people on this show,
Hmm.
because if there's someone that can connect with you and said, "Oh my goodness, his story is so similar to mine," right? And there's that connection. And people think that sales is just going out and getting people, right? Or taking your story or what do you want to sell, just cramming it down their throat. And it really is a relationship connection.
Hmm.
At least that's what
Absolutely.
I, yeah.
That's spot on. And what I found was in terms of the connection aspect, a lot of people say that, yep, people know that it's connection, but there's one aspect which I put on it as well. It's the care factor. When I was trying to connect with people, I was not talking about myself. I was like, hey, tell me about you. What are you doing? It's the care factor about the person I was talking. And that's what I found, that to really deepen that connection, that care factor must come in place. And that's when I found the aha moment. I was like, yeah, it's all about the care factor to be able to deepen the connection, and the conversion will automatically happen.
Oh my gosh, thank you. That's that's one of my questions I was going to ask you is that aha moment. Is there a story behind that aha moment? It's like
Yep.
I finally get it.
So remember the stage presentation I had in Canada.
Hmm.
So when I walked down the stage, I just did my thing. I just went up there and I just shared my story and I made it relatable. But when I walked down the stage, people came by to me and they were like, "Wow, you were amazing, you were awesome." And I was like, I just shared my story, and that's when I realized when one person, he's in Singapore. It was, I think it was about 22 year old boy, man, and he told me that, how do you do it? How do I bring the confidence out? And then I was like, oh, this is actually what seemed very simple to me, and what I got through the journey is not very transparent and simple to others. And that's when I found this thing that, you know what, I can actually help people like that. People starting right from zero with no confidence in selling, no confidence in actually voicing their voice. I want to help people there, starting absolutely from zero, because I started from zero. I know how it felt. And that's the moment, that was the turning moment in my life, that, I want to impact 1 million people. And the way to do it is, I'll help 1,000 people get 1,000 clients, and I'll reach that 1 million. And now my vision is expanding. It's going beyond a million now, because I'm starting to see that a million is possible. And I said, I want to see a vision that it's much bigger than me. But that was the turning point, in Canada, September 2019.
Wow. You've mentioned your family a lot, and I don't know what I would do without my family, because the family is that support, and that's that stuff that helps us. What do you tell? Have you ever had anyone that doesn't have that kind of support or that family nurturing that kind of got you through that? If someone doesn't have that, have you had that experience before?
So when I started my journey, I was in a job, very stable income. I was quitting my job now, right? And my wife and I, because my wife, she likes stability, she likes, regular income, and that's fine. But I wanted to sort of move our family, be more with grandparents, me, so we had a bit of a difference. Okay, the difference here was like, why you're doing all these courses, why you're studying all this, you already have a great job, let's just do that, let's just buy a home, let's just, grow. So there was a big difference, and I think it was, when she didn't understand me, it is actually my problem, because I did not bring her on the journey. So what I started realizing was, I started reading a lot of books, I started doing a lot of courses, I started going to conferences, seminars, I had mentors. My context was increasing, right? So I was growing, but I was not sharing that with my wife, and my wife's name is Preeti. I was not sharing that with Preeti. So the difference was increasing. And that's when I realized, to really, succeed even further, I need to bring her on the same page. So then I changed. I started actually sharing the what I was learning with Preeti. We used to watch YouTube videos together. We used to read books together. She's a much faster reader than I am. So I should give her books. I was like, hey, read this book and just summarize it for me. You're much better than me. So I sort of played on her strengths. And by then, it sort of became better, better, better. And now we're on the same page. This journey, it took me 3 years. Yep. So really, from the start, where we were on the same page, but I started growing, and then, it was a big gap, just to bring her back, and me sort of slowing down so that we can be together and go faster. It took me about 3 years. I think the patience is there, and it was me about, look, I don't want to focus on the business too much. Let me focus on my partner, bring her on the page. I think that was key, because now Preeti is on the same page with me. In fact, she's telling me, hey, move faster. Why are you not moving faster? Do this, do that. So I love it. So
Wow.
my encouragement would be that, sometimes, like me, I was focusing on myself, and I was like, I want to do this. This is my dream. I want to get that. But, I'm married. It is our dream. So I think the key here is, really, maybe I can slow down my dream, as long as my partner understands. It takes time. Spend that time to bring them on the same journey, and then go together. And I think I would encourage anybody who's in that same boat, sort of just spend time with your partner. It can be your wife, your husband, your friend, whoever. Bring them on the same. Make sure you're on the same page, and it'll actually go a lot faster. And seeing that, just as a bit of a bonus side to the story, seeing that my kids, they also sort of learn that. So, as a side reflection, Because I used to talk to Preeti, right? Hey, let's read book, let's take action, let's make some money. I used to use these words. Now I talk to my kids. They're 4 and 6 now, and the older one is Syra, the younger one is Reina. And I ask, what do you want to do, Syra, when you want to go up? And she tells me, read book, take action, make money. So it flows down into the family as well. So that would be my encouragement.
That is incredible. My youngest, I didn't really start my journey like that personal development journey until probably about 12 years ago, but my youngest was on that journey, with me. So I know, and I can see now, 12 years later, the impact that that has had, right, on her. Now I'm living with my children to help them, the last several weeks, and I'm already seeing that influence, coming as well. So I think, you started to talk about that. I literally got chills. I'm like, yes, this is truth. This is what's really, really important in our businesses. So you talked about clarity, which is critical, taking action, keeping that development, right? And bringing things forward, bringing your family, bringing people on. As we conclude this, what is another thing that you think, in wrapping this up, that kind of brings us full circle for you?
So look, one key aspect is, see, everybody has dreams. Okay, everybody has dreams. The key here is to get that dream, you have to be able to sell your dream. And the word sales, the word selling, many people have a negative association with that. you know
Yes.
Selling is not bad. Selling is actually serving. If you have a dream, let's say someone listening, and someone has a dream to be, let's say, a fitness coach, or someone has a dream to create a restaurant, or someone has a dream to create a relationship management, or someone has a dream to create a business is all about serving people. You're solving someone's problem. If you cannot sell your dream, means you're not able to solve someone's problem. If you are not selling, you're actually doing someone a disservice, because when you give something for free, people don't really, they value it. So I would encourage that selling is serving. Selling is actually very spiritual, because when you're helping someone, I feel fulfilled. I'm sure
Mhm.
you'll feel fulfilled as well, right? So that it gives a very spiritual feeling, a very nice feeling. And that's how I look at selling. That's how I look at negotiation. That's how I look at persuasion. That's how I look at connection. It's all about that. So I would encourage, if you have a dream, the number one skill is learn how to sell that dream, so you can help more people, and you can sort of have time with your family, with your loved ones, and really have the freedom you're always wanting. So I would
Oh my,
encourage you to actually do that.
wow. That's why, I think you and I connect so well, because that's, you have that servant heart. And that's how I feel about, the customers I have. I try to get to know them, how however I can serve them. Sometimes it's getting them the products they need, but sometimes it's just supporting them, listening to them,
Hmm.
and finding whatever that is for them. How can we get to, if someone says, oh my gosh, I need to talk to Sukhdev, I want him to come and talk to my sales team, right? I want to work with him one on one. How can they get a hold of you?
Look, you can email me. The email is founder@wealthoncommand.com. And on the subject line, you can just put Fontis, and then I'll know that they've come through yourself, Kim. So, yep, that's the email, and that's the way how to get in touch with me.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for this time, Sukhdev. And there's so many amazing pieces that you have given us to think about, to, look to apply. Go out and see his videos on YouTube. If you want to just kind of get a little sampling, reach out to him. As you can see, he has a beautiful heart and a heart of service. Sukhdev, thank you so much for today.
Thank you for having me, Kim. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thank you for spending this time with us on Fontis Insider. It is truly the reason why I've created this platform, is for you to gain insight with some of our industry leaders, with our vendors, and be able to improve your business in some way, reach out to me, reach out to Sukhdev. I know, and any of our other guests that have been on, on our website, fontisinsider.com. It's the episodes are on YouTube and also on Facebook. You guys have a wonderful, beautiful day.